Have you ever said something in anger and that you deeply regretted later? In those moments, it's almost as if anger takes complete control of the mind, hijacking logic, memory, and compassion. Bhagavad Gita describes anger in exactly these terms: how it clouds the mind, destroys wisdom, and leads us to downfall. Interestingly, modern neuroscience also shows the same thing. Anger is a type of amygdala hijack that shuts down rational thinking. In this video, we will explore how anger is explained in Bhagavad Gita. What does modern brain science say about it? And most importantly, how do we free ourselves from anger? In chapter 2, verses 62 and 63, Shri Krishna tells Arjuna, "From attachment comes desire. From desire arises anger. From anger comes delusion. Delusion causes loss of memory. When memory is lost, the intellect is destroyed. And when intellect is destroyed, one perishes." Shri Krishna maps out the path of self-destruction. Anger doesn't appear out of nowhere. It begins with attachment to things, people, or ideas. Attachment then turns into craving. When craving is blocked, it explodes as anger. Anger distorts reality, leading to delusion, making us forget our true nature and clouding our decision making. The ultimate consequence is that when our intellect is compromised, we make irrational, often harmful decisions, leading to our downfall. In chapter 16, verse 21, Shri Krishna tells Arjuna, "There are three gates leading to hell: desires, anger, and greed. They destroy the self, or Atman. Therefore, one must abandon them." Shri Krishna is very clear here. Anger is one of the key forces that leads to self-destruction. This is not just a moral or spiritual warning. It's a psychological and biological fact. When anger takes over, it doesn't just harm our relationships or our reputation. It damages our internal peace and mental health. The destructive power of anger can lead to chronic stress, health issues, and even destroys the inner harmony that is necessary for our spiritual growth. By disciplining desire and controlling the mind, we can live in peace that is not shaken by outside events. What Shri Krishna said in poetry thousands of years ago, neuroscience now explains in biology. Anger comes from amygdala, the brain's threat detector. When something frustrates us, the amygdala fires up and can override the prefrontal cortex, the rational part of the brain. This is the scientific explanation of Shri Krishna's words of wisdom. From anger comes delusion, and from delusion, the destruction of intellect. Psychology confirms Shri Krishna's sequence of events. When desires or goals are blocked, frustration builds up. If it's not managed, it turns into aggression. Scientific studies show that in angry states, the hippocampus, which is responsible for memory, functions poorly. This mirrors Shri Krishna's warning: from anger comes loss of memory. So both ancient wisdom and modern science agree. Anger does not show our strength. It actually shows the weakening of our highest faculties. Medical science says that anger is not just an emotional response. It's a physiological reaction that impacts our entire body. When you experience intense anger, your sympathetic nervous system gets activated, triggering the fight or flight response. This causes blood vessels in your face to dilate, leading to a flushed or reddish complexion. Your jaw muscles tense up and teeth clench as your body braces itself, preparing for a physical confrontation, even if there is no actual threat. So anger doesn't just cloud the mind, it physically alters your body. When angry, the body floods with adrenaline and cortisol. In short term, this raises energy, but in long term, it leads to high blood pressure, sleep problems, and weakened immunity. Medical research shows that chronic anger increases the risk of heart attacks and strokes. This is Shri Krishna's self-destruction in literal biological terms. Prolonged anger shrinks the connections in the prefrontal cortex, making it harder to think clearly. This is exactly what Bhagavad Gita calls buddhinasha, or the destruction of intellect. So the conclusion is that anger is not just an emotional weakness, it is also a medical hazard. The wisdom shown in Bhagavad Gita is practical. It doesn't just say, don't be angry. It teaches the steps to dissolve anger at its root. Shri Krishna says anger begins in desire. By disciplining our cravings, we weaken anger at its source. Instead of obsessing over outcomes, act with balance. This reduces frustration. Train the mind to remain steady in success and failure, in praise and blame. Just pausing for a moment and asking, is this anger serving me or destroying me, can shift the awareness. Bhagavad Gita shows us the psychology of anger in poetic Sanskrit, and modern science confirms it in brain scans and medical studies. Finally, when anger feels overwhelming, Bhagavad Gita offers the path of dhyana, or meditation. Meditation quiets the amygdala's hyperactivity and strengthens the prefrontal cortex. Even a few minutes of deep breathing or mindful observation can lower cortisol levels and calm the heart rate. Spiritually, meditation reconnects you with the inner witness, the part of you that is not touched by anger, fear, or desire. So next time anger arises, instead of reacting immediately, pause, close your eyes, breathe deeply, and remember Shri Krishna's words. From anger comes delusion, from delusion the fall of wisdom. But through meditation and self-control, you can rise above anger and live in peace. Because true strength is not in expressing anger, but in understanding and mastering it.